Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are discussing NNDM stock and BNGO stock. Specifically, we will talk about Nano Dimension because their financials are being audited, which is normal, so don't be afraid. And we will discuss what Nano Dimension's CEO has recently stated about upcoming acquisition mergers. Next, we will talk about Bio-Nanogenomics stock and why analysts still love this stock, and how BNGO stock could take off in the next 3 years. Like this video right now if you hold NNDM stock or BNGO stock, comment down below your price targets for these stocks, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's make you some free money with Webull. Webull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies, but right now you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account, and you can get a second free stock which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. NNDM stock has gone up around 4% today since the announcement of Nano Dimension's year-end financial results from 2020. Nano Dimension has reported unaudited revenues of $3.4 million, with $990 million of cash on their balance sheet with no debt. However, these are unverified numbers which could change slightly once the official audit of Nano Dimension's financials are completed. The CEO of Nano Dimension had this to say about Nano Dimension's success, and I quote, "As I have commented in quarterly results conference calls since May 2020, as well as in presentations to dozens of new investors during the 8 capital raising transactions totaling $1 billion since May 2020, the illness affected the sales of our Dragonfly LDM systems in 2020. In fact, I stated publicly that revenue in 2020 could be close to zero. Therefore, I am pleased with our results. Our customers and prospects have been subjected to travel and capital expense restrictions, as well as limitations on visits of our engineers for sales, installations, and support." End quote. And this makes sense because the CEO was anticipating no revenue due to the illness, because who would buy Nano Dimension's super expensive 3D printing machines while so many businesses are short for cash right now because of the illness? However, to his surprise, NNDM did much better than anticipated, with 70% of Nano Dimension's current customers upgrading to NNDM's newer 3D printing machines, where most of their revenue came from, which sets Nano Dimension up nicely for their reoccurring revenue model, which is to sell the 3D printing machines, but to make the majority of their money from continuously selling their special patented 3D printing ink that their machines use, which is where the real money is. Nano Dimension also had some strong initial sales because of their Nano S 3D printing service, where manufacturers can pay Nano Dimension to create specialty parts and products. NNDM also gets more reoccurring revenue from companies who already own NNDM machines through annual servicing payments. Plus, Nano Dimension has been becoming more popular in the Pacific Rim region, so word is spreading fast about Nano Dimension's revolutionary 3D printing technology. Nano Dimension's CEO had to say this about the future of NNDM, and I quote, "The illness is still in full force in Europe and the United States. Our working assumption is that once it phases out, we should experience a slingshot effect on sales as a result of the removal of restrictions on capital spending. Supplier visits and travel by our customers and prospects in preparation for this stage, we have planned an aggressive go-to-market strategy supported by our cash reserves." End quote. As you all know, NNDM has $1 billion in cash to accelerate their technology development timeline and to aid them in Nano Dimension's merger and acquisition strategies, which is supposed to happen this year. NNDM has already partnered with Needham for a US UBS acquisition merger, and NNDM also hired Carl Square to aid in a European acquisition. So far, 80 companies have been profiled and scanned, with 30 of them being looked at by the CEO of Nano Dimension, and out of that 30, a handful of companies have been contacted so negotiations can begin. Out of these picked companies, a couple are synergistic candidates that are also involved in 3D printing, or they have products that can be utilized alongside 3D printing machines, and other candidates which will help NNDM provide even better technology in a timely manner, so Nano Dimension can continue to innovate. NNDM also now has offices in Florida for marketing, sales, and an engineering team. Nano Dimension also has 3 Nano S facilities, which have been built in Israel, Hong Kong, and the United States. Now let's talk about Bionanogenomics stock, which has performed very well because of all of the great stock news that surrounds BNGO. To add to this great news, analysts believe that Bionanogenomics technology could lead to a decrease in COGS, also known as cost of goods sold, which reduces costs for BNGO while also granting them an easy way to outsell competitors. And an analyst had this to say, and I quote, "Since the 2017 launch of Sapphire, there has been steady improvement in both laser optics and photon capture components from OEMs. BNGO is launching an aggressive initiative to combine these improved components with new informatics workflow to support a stepwise increase in throughput from 5,000 genomes per year to 68,000 genomes per year, and chip costs from $500 to $100 per genome." Basically, Bionanogenomics is increasing the throughput of genomes by over 13 times, while also lowering the costs for each genome by 400%. Another reason to be extremely bullish on BNGO stock is because Bionanogenomics market could go beyond cytogenetics into prenatal, pediatrics, hematology, and tumor research, which will heavily increase the amount of Sapphire systems that will be sold. Not to mention that BNGO has over $380 million on their balance sheet, which gives BNGO the ability for commercialization into other markets, and they will be able to simultaneously improve their optical genome mapping technology. Analysts predict that Bionanogenomics could make $1.5 billion per year by 2026, which gives Bionanogenomics the ability to be valued anywhere from $14 to $20 a stock, or higher. Most analysts agree that BNGO stock is a buy below $10, but it looks like Bionanogenomics is a buy right now if you plan to hold long term, or even if you plan to hold this year. The evidence from analysts, researchers, and reporters say that BNGO stock is a buy right now, and I say it's an add money to play. Like this video right now for NNDM stock and BNGO stock. Don't forget your free money with Webull down below, subscribe to the channel for more stock news, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.